We have a good week. Bad week, good week. It's gonna be a quiet one today. Oh, Lindsay, how are you?
Yeah, working in the ADU. We're waiting for inspection right now. It does seem like it's getting along. So in the next, my contractor said first or second week of June will be done.
Oh,
So that was actually, I think he wants to get paid. But
yeah.
it's actually fast. Um,
So that means end of
um,
June, early July. That's what that means.
right,
Yeah.
right. And I have to like it's probably gonna be an Airbnb.
Hmm.
So we'll see. Or midterm. I'm not sure yet. I have to talk to my CPA about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Do
but
you
yeah,
have furnished it and everything?
right.
Hmm.
Either way, it's gonna get furnished.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. It's close.
It is
A month
close.
away.
I know.
So they'll permit, they get the approval, then you can start once they permit out, once they do the approval after it's all built.
If it's midterm, I don't need permits.
Hmm.
Yeah, if it's short term, then I do.
Nice. That's exciting.
hmm
Good. Well, what was this week? This week we leave on vacation on Tuesday, so I've just been scrambling around all week trying to get things caught up so I can actually not work while we're gone. That's the goal. I know I'm not going to, but that's the goal. So today I'll be running around just getting people paid, buying material, so I can just leave and give them stuff to do while we're gone.
hmm
But it was a good week overall. So far, so good. Jim, good morning, sir.
Morning. You don't get to go on vacation.
I know
Not
that's
allowed.
I'm trying my hardest to attempt to go on vacation, but I don't know how successful I'll be. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
the prep for it's my hardest problem every time.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
get back putting out all the fires after you get back.
Mhm. That's I already know it's gonna be like that. Yeah, but we're excited. The kids we're all excited. It'll be their first time. Well, all of our first time in Hawaii actually. Um, so it'll be nice to get away for a little while. And it's my
Are
son.
you actually going to see Zuber over there?
Oh, is he there?
He's gonna be. I don't remember when it was. You
Oh, I
should have.
didn't.
You should have timed it better. It would have been a write off then.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, I didn't know. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah,
What
he's
part
going.
is he going to?
I think he's going to Wahoo, but I don't know exactly when it is.
Hmm. Oh, nice. Okay, that's where we're going.
Yeah, go say hi to Mark. Then it's a write off.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. How's everything going with you, Jim?
Pretty good. We're still working on it. I have to draw out everything on both properties.
Mm,
Full docs,
really?
engineering, Title 24, egress windows. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, a little bit of thing, but I put an offer in on I haven't gotten accepted by the bank, but I was the only offer in on a bank auction.
Oh,
So we're waiting to hear back from the bank on that.
where's this property at?
Same place I'm
Oh,
at
so
on the other one. Yeah, it's 5 minutes away from the other house.
that's cool.
And if I close on that one, I'll probably get that one done before I get the other one done.
Oh, it doesn't need as much work.
No, it's all interior. I mean, I have to
Mm,
take out a deck,
yeah.
but I'm not putting the deck back because it's going to be a rental.
You were able to walk it?
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So no, that I hopefully the bank accepts it, but we'll see. But yeah, the other ones, actually glad I did it. It's one thing I'm really glad of is I knew my numbers were correct when I offered them at 123 at no inspections.
Mm,
I went up 24 grand more, but I knew my offer was correct back then, and now
yeah.
it just gives me more ammunition for now from now on,
Yeah.
because now I have a line item thing. This is what the county's going to require. You can't. There's no going against those numbers.
Hmm.
So when I go to a bank or when I go to a seller, say, this is the deal. Either you take it or somebody else, because everyone else is going to have the same problem.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Look at you already putting offers in all these properties and buying the city up. That's
yeah.
good.
Well, one of my biggest things is the Calaveras County is so freaking easy to deal with.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're requiring some stuff, but anybody would. Sacramento would be worse.
Yeah.
But once again, I went in there. I went to 5 different departments in 45 minutes and got my questions answered.
I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
I went to 5 different departments: planning, zoning, building, all that type of stuff, taxes, in 45 minutes, and got all my questions answered in person.
That's unheard of.
I know. Sacramento,
Wow.
that's 5 days.
Yeah, minimum.
Yeah. So.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
How
So
did you
tell
find?
us a little bit about the bank auction. Like, how did you get
Yeah,
into
how
that?
did you find the auction?
Yeah.
So this particular property has been on the market for a while. I've been following it for a while, and then all of a sudden we just noticed it was on auction. And I called up my agent right away and said, "Hey, check this out for me," because the bank pays the agent, so I don't have to pay that. Now they are charging me a $6,000 because I went way lower than anything else. But once again, we don't even know if they're going to accept it.
Yeah.
Because the bank's taking a bath on this one. But I don't know how they're, with my numbers, I don't know how they would not accept it because they're just stupid. It's going to be on their books forever.
Yeah.
I was the only offer.
How'd you find that out?
Just because they're going through the account. So the way it works is the auction, if you put a last minute bid in, it extends the auction 15 minutes. So that's how they did it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And they tell you that after the fact.
Yeah.
But the bank still has to go to the bank and has to be accepted by the bank.
So you can bring in a loan for the bank auction.
I'm not doing a loan. Cash.
Huh?
Cash.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you need the bank approval for? For the actual offer?
The what?
What do you need?
Oh no, the bank's it's under their repo.
Correct. Yeah.
The foreclosure.
So you're waiting on them to approve your offer.
Yes, correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
It went through the auction process to the auction company. Now it's got to go to the bank to approve it.
Got it. Okay. And when should you hear back from that?
Don't know.
I used the website before, auction.com, and I bid on them, and it's true. Like every time somebody bids the last minutes, they extend the bid. They stay the bid time for like 20 minutes until, I don't know, it hikes it up. But then it says after, when they take it to the bank, it can take like days or it can take months, and they can put it back into the auction website too after, if they haven't accepted an offer.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Oh, good for you, Jim. That's cool.
Good. We'll see. Yeah, because my only concern right now is with the rates the way they are, and they're going to be going down, is when I get these things done, I really don't want to refinance or get my money back and then hit 7.5% on a prepayment penalty. But if I don't get my money back, I can't get more property. So I'm in a catch-22.
Well, if you DSCR, what do you mean the 7.5 prepayment?
So DSCR is going to be a 3 or a 5 year prepayment penalty.
Correct.
So if I refinance it down to a lower rate, I'm going to have a penalty for it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But you're not you're all in cash right now.
I'm all in cash now, but I need to get my money back so I can get more properties.
Correct.
Because this year and next year, I think is way more important to get as many properties as I can.
Why don't you? Well, so you're gonna have usually a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So step down. So if you cash out refi, say you're done, I don't know, October, and then you cash out refi, you won't have to. That prepayment is only gonna last for the 5 years. So just hold it for the 5, right? And then hope rates are better in 5 years, or even it might be worth it at that 2 or that 1 year to refi and just pay the penalty. Maybe depending on where rates are.
Exactly. It all depends on what the cost is going to be for that refi.
Yeah.
But I do think it's way more important to keep pulling that money out and getting the properties. Because
I'm the same way. I don't care what rates are. I'm refining out. Like I'll sit on it, cash flow minimal for now, and then figure it out in a couple of years, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, and this was not auction.com. This was some other auction site.
Okay. That's cool. Good for you. That's good to hear.
I mean, it's amazing too. In my small little county, people are buying stuff up left and right. Stuff I didn't think was going to sell is selling. At least it's pending. Whether it actually closes will be another story. But a lot of the stuff I'm keeping an eye on there it's going quick.
Yeah,
it really surprised me.
That's good.
Jim, Renee says she only has 1 year prepayment penalty on her DSCR.
Who's that through?
I'm not sure. I think it's Prime.
I'm surprised you showed up today.
It's Prime Equity.
Oh, prime equity. Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
and I don't know what states they loan in. I do know California and Arizona, but I don't know if they're national. So, but he's on here. He was interviewed, I think I said before, he was interviewed by Michael back in January. His name's Andrew. And yeah, we got a 5.8 with 1 point buy down and a 1 year pre-penalty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you have to also understand that we put a substantial amount down because we put 30% down.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. How much?
30%.
Yeah, I'll have 30%, no problem, because it's all in the rehab numbers.
Yeah, yeah. So it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't bad per se, but I know that interest rates went up after that to
Yes.
7.07 because I closed on March 31st and we actually played a stupid game and didn't lock until a week before we closed, and we barely, the next day it went up to that 7.07. So we literally cut it. We shouldn't have done it. If I would go back, I wouldn't have done that again.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I'm definitely learning is if you see an opportunity, take it, because it'll be gone.
Mhm. Jen, yes, auction.com usually is cash only. I think they do have a third party lender you can work with, I believe, at auction.com. But yes, usually it's cash. And then inspections, I've seen some on there to where you can get in, but more than likely you're not. You're buying it kind of set in. You're doing your own due diligence on it.
Yeah. No, I'm looking to rehab it, but I'll have to wait 3 months. So if I close in June, I'm gonna have to wait till August, because most of them are telling me I have to have the property for 3 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? The lender I use is there's no seasoning on it.
Yeah,
So
all the DSC, every DSCR I've talked to says I have to have it for 3 months.
How long is it gonna take for the rehab anyway?
A month.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna crank that one out. It's all interiors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 bathrooms, a kitchen, flooring, and fixing the walls.
And these ones are gonna be short-term rentals, right?
No.
These
Nope,
are
that one's long term.
long term. Okay.
Yeah, so and then the other properties, one's short term, one's long term.
Okay.
But that one, that could actually, if the engineering is going to be hard, I might not even be able to start covering stuff up until July.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's really going to suck if that's going to be the case. My focus is going to switch to that property right away.
Yeah.
So, but we've still got a ton to do before I need to close up walls.
Mm.
So I can keep working for 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks before I need to get an inspection. And if I have to, I can switch out to all the amenities and stuff like that, the fencing and all that stuff too, if I want to kill time.
That's awesome. That's really good to hear that you're
Yeah.
putting offers in and finding these creative properties on auctions and all that. That's cool.
Yeah, because as soon as I run out of options, then I'm going to look at a Gary, or I'm going to go look at I'm looking at Ponca City, Oklahoma. Because Oklahoma, I can go do whatever I want to on my own property.
Okay.
I can do my own electrical, my own stuff. Indiana, I can't. So electrical, they have to have you have to have electrical license to do stuff there. But in Oklahoma, I can do everything I want.
Yeah.
So, because I'm not taking the chance of these people taking too long to get a house turned. There's no reason for it.
Mm. Nice.
How long are most of your flips taking? Not flip. No, your burrs. In out of state.
Burrs.
Yeah.
It depends on what we're doing. The one we're in 2 now. Both of them have tenants in them, so it takes a little longer. One has been a little over 2 months, which is actually he's getting paid today for completing. That one was a kind of a nightmare. But that was a little over 2 months. And then the other ones,
was that just interior work?
Yeah, just interior.
See, that's my problem. I can take one of my guys over there and have an inside of a house done in a month.
Oh yeah, if it's vacant, yeah, we'll have that done easy. But we're moving room to room.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. So, and then the other one, Probably a little under 2 months.
Yeah, I paid $2,000 for a piece of art that we damaged when we were moving it for a customer, trying to be nice. I don't do that anymore.
Oh no, the tenant moves for me. I'm
Yeah,
not.
okay.
I don't have my guys do it. I tell them if they want it remodeled, they have to do their stuff from room to room.
Yeah, I do not touch people's property anymore.
Yeah.
It already bit me once.
Hey, now, Vince, is this something that you want to do, or like how do you determine if you're going to rehab while they're in there versus just waiting until they move out? Like what is
Cash
your
out.
Yeah. So it depends how I buy it. So I bought both of these with and inherited the tenants, and it was kind of, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. It's kind of thing of they were under market rents, not on a lease. So we came in, bought the house for a low price, came in and told them the scope of work, what we're planning on doing. In order to do that, we need to get you on a lease, and I need to put you at this rental amount. And it was a complete. These two were awesome. They were really good with it. I raised them like $200, I think, one of them, and he was like, perfect. But he got a new flooring, new paint. He's getting new countertops. He got brand new bathrooms. Like, he's getting a remodeled house. He's happy. Paying $200 extra, put him on a lease. I'm happy because now I don't have to look for a tenant. I can just immediately cash out refi once we're done with the work and move on to the next one. But it just depends how I buy them. If I bought it vacant, yeah, of course we'll get into it. So this one I'm closing on the 23rd. That one's going to be delivered vacant, cleaned out. So we'll just immediately get to work on that one, and it should be within a month. And that's a basic interior one too.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense now.
Yeah. So I'll start the tenant process. So they say a month will always turn into 6 weeks, right? Just because of something. So I'll start the vetting process. I'll start posting it once I get like bathrooms, kitchen, flooring, paint. Once a lot of that is done, I'll start posting pictures and I'll start advertising and start screening tenants. That way I can get somebody in as we're finishing up and just keep the process moving along. And then once that lease is signed, I've already started the cash out refi process. I'm just sending them that lease, showing them I have a tenant, and I'm trying to get it closed.
Hey, Vincent has a feel to work with a celebrity.
Is that Lindsay?
Yeah.
Lindsay is a celebrity. I know. He's awesome. It's great. It's an honor.
Celebrity.
I get to follow her when she makes it all the way to.
I told her to remember the little people, me.
Yeah.
I told her that, I swear. And then now I feel bad because Sunday I didn't make it because my daughter was sick. Damn it! That was my last chance.
Yeah, Lindsay's awesome. That's why I'm just following Lindsay. She's the best.
Did they say when it's supposed to air?
They said May 12th, but that might change. I wasn't supposed to say anything, and I told Jen.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, but people were.
But then they told me the date, so I was just like, okay, now I can say it then.
Wait, what happened? I thought you were talking about just all the people you're talking to for interview.
No, I was interviewed by the Real Estate Rookie podcast, Bigger Pockets.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What? Good for you.
So yeah, that episode will air on May 12th.
Nice. How'd you get connected
I'll
with
send
them?
you guys the link on school.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Good for you. How did you get connected with them?
There's an application that you go to. I sent it a month ago, and I thought it was just going to be like, oh, send your application whenever 2 years you're here or something like that. But then they contacted me and they said, oh, we'll have you pre-screen. And then when they tell you you're pre-screen, you're like, oh, well, not everybody makes it. You can't tell anybody, kind of thing. And then they follow up with an email says like, oh, in 2 weeks we can interview you. And I'm like, what?
Nice.
Yeah, that was Wednesday this week. And then when they interviewed me, they said it's gonna air on May 12th. And I was like, I thought you guys didn't, I thought it was gonna have more of hoops to go through, I guess.
Yeah. That's cool.
Now, Vincent, your people are gonna be on Sunday.
What do you mean?
Your people, property radar. Yeah, they're gonna be on Sunday. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so he's also got, like, I think, like, right now they got like a 5-day trial just for ORAAT community. So I plan on
Yeah.
checking that out Sunday
Okay.
after my deal. But yeah, so I did, so I thought about you when he said Property Radar. So they interviewed the owner and all of that, and I know I know that's your main go-to. So
Yeah.
it's almost kind of like everything's kind of coming full circle. So
There you
it's
go.
good
There's all the
stuff. Yeah,
signs.
yeah, facts.
The gentleman who's getting interviewed, he's actually from like where near where I'm at. So I've met him a couple times. But yeah, Property Radar's. I always say that's the best tool in real estate investing. I love it. But yeah, no, that's cool. If you're getting a free trial out, I would definitely take advantage and just play with it and learn how to use it and just see the value in it. It's really good for the off market, side of things. I wanted to talk about we talked a little bit about it last week, but disrespectful offers. I did one last week, got the offer accepted. I did another one yesterday, got the offer accepted. I'm actually not going to follow through with this one, but yeah, I called a couple realtors, and I, as you guys know, I really don't do the on market thing, but I started just calling realtors because it worked out last week. So I was trying it out some more, and they were just giving so much information, like overly sharing. And I was like, why are you telling me this? That's obviously going to reflect in my offer. So this last one that got accepted, they wanted, I think it was like 102. And the house, I have 2 houses in that area. I've had them valued at 130 and like 150 when I cash out refi those. So I was like, cool, 100. So I just called the realtor, just picked his brain, learned a little bit about what was going on. He told me it's just a kid in California who bought a couple. He owns a business in San Diego, and the business took off, and now he just doesn't want to deal with real estate. I'm like, okay, so you're telling me this is some rich kid in San Diego. He doesn't want nothing to do with real estate. This is his last one. He's done with it. Of course, my offer is going to reflect in that. So I just do him an offer for like 68, and they accepted. And the house needed minimal work, like nothing. This is from the pictures that were sent to me. Ready for a tenant, just some minors. I think it needed a roof. It's like I pay $6,500 for roofs out there. So I was like, cool, that's completely fine. I'll do that all day. I know the house is worth. I got an appraisal done 2 months ago. I know what the house is worth. I know that area really well. Well, they accepted. He just asked that I split the commission. Cool, 1.5% out there. Not a big deal. I don't mind that. That's fine. We'll agree to that. But it was that easy. So what I've been finding is, and this is the third I've talked this week, is that a lot of people are just trying to get rid of stuff, and realtors will overshare and just try to pry and get whatever information you can and let that reflect in your offer. I mean, worst I can say is no, right? And I was just throwing something disrespectful. I would have bought the house at 50 cents on the dollar, put very minimal into it, and got all my money out, and if not, probably made a lot of money on the house. But I think now is that time where we got to just start, finding those people who are distressed or just over owning houses, or because a lot of these out of state properties, the first thing an out of state investor will do is just call a realtor and say, hey, list this for me, get me top dollar for this. Sometimes it always doesn't go. So you can find some that have been sitting for a while, and just throw them a low ball offer. So throw them something disrespectful.
Hey Vincent, how many days on market was that?
It actually fell out of contract twice.
So it's probably pushing 40 to 60.
It was like 6. I'll tell you right now. I think it was like 68. Yeah, something like that.
Why did it fall out of contract? Do you know?
So at first, I talked to the realtor, and of course, he's like, "Oh, these people are from Florida, and they just didn't want to invest in Alabama." And the next one's like, "Oh, the second one, they're from New York, and they just didn't really want to invest in Alabama." I was like, "That's weird that it dropped out twice." I was like, "There's got to be something more to this." I was like, "Do you have is there anything you can share with me why it fell out?" I was like, because it's not, I don't think it's a financial issue. So I talked to my private money guy out there who actually knew the realtor very well. And he's like, no, there's something going on with that. So I had my private money guy, my contractor, go walk it yesterday, and the foundation was crazy. Like, it was so bad. So I was like, I don't want to take on a project like that right now. I was like, my next offer will reflect all these foundation issues, which is probably going to be half of what I just offered you. But Property Radar, I saw what this dude owes on this property, and it would have been under what he owed. So I still could offer. I don't know. We'll see. He may just want to get rid of it, but I just didn't want to take on anything right now like that. But yeah.
You paying
So
cash
the
for
one,
those?
What's that?
Are you paying cash for those?
Yeah, well, my private money got out there will fund the purchase. I just lock up properties and he's like, cool, let's do it. He'll usually drive by them just to make sure it's there, and all right, let's do it. He had every neighborhood I've ever bought, and he's like, oh, I got 2 here, oh, I got 3 there. He knows that city, yeah. And he charges me no points, 12% interest only. So it's just easy with him.
that
So
one you
I'll
locked
fund the
up,
rehabs.
the one you
My
locked
dream
up for 68,
Mm-hmm.
the one you locked up for 68, how
Yeah.
much was the asking price originally?
It was like 102.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other one I locked up last week, I had my contractor first go walk it before I offered, and he got in, and the tenant I'm sorry, not the tenant, the seller who owns the property, they just unloaded everything on him. They told him that we have to sell. We already bought another house. We need this money. I was like, why would you tell us that? Now I'm going to throw you something even lower just because I know you need to sell.
So
Where's
is it
Amelia?
contingent?
Amelia wants to invest in your market. She should be listening right now.
Yeah, it's out there. Like it's out there. You can find them. And this is just on market. I was just bored one night. I couldn't sleep, and I just saved a couple houses. Like I'll call them in the morning. I called them, and they're just unloading so much information you don't want to tell an investor. I feel like, but it's working.
Do you think that's that blood in the street? People don't, I mean, these realtors, they don't feel like, hey, they're going to make that sale. So they just kind of, going all in.
I think that there's a couple factors with it. I think when people invest in Montgomery, from what I've seen, there's a lot of people that quit. So they'll have a bad experience and they'll just be out. So I bought a couple houses of people that are just like, yeah, this is their last one. They just want to get out. They're done with it. They got burned one time or something, but once you learn it and know the areas and understand the tenants and the jobs out there and what these people do and what they can and can't do and stuff like that, you start to know it and feel more comfortable out there. And I think feel like it's with any market, right? I know it so well. I feel like I know it so well. I'm really confident in what I buy and where I buy out there, to where it's like now down to the neighborhood. It's like I know the neighborhood. I'm right next to that, or I'm in that neighborhood. I know what to pay. I know exactly what to buy. Like Zuber says, right? You buy box. I know exactly what to buy for this size house or whatever. So, but I think it's a little bit of people that just quit out there. They got burned and just quit, and they don't understand it.
What's going on, Jim? Is anybody having problems with their market or seeing their market slow down? Have you guys been putting offers or just holding on for right now? I know the economy is not that great and everybody is like holding on to their wallets. So I don't know if you're seeing that too in your markets.
I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
I think our market slowed down. I think Kenny told me that we still have a unit that hasn't been rented for quite a while. There's definitely a lot of supply out there in the rental market, and then there's a lot of listings, but I think we're still seeing what do you call it, like wish pricing, so things aren't moving. So I feel like it's slowed down quite a bit. And yeah, Kenny and I just had a conversation yesterday about needing to kind of just hold on and wait for time to pass, but it's definitely been painful. Yeah. So I had a question for Vincent. One of the things that like I struggle with is like this year I was telling Lindsay it's about stabilizing, right? Because I feel like we have so much going on that things aren't moving forward. And when things aren't moving forward, then you're kind of losing money, right? Because you're taking longer on each project. And then the other thing is like the funds, right? Like Kenny and I have always so far been doing it on our own. So like you just get less and less funds. So I kind of like, hearing your story, and you're definitely crushing it and it's wonderful. Like, how do you get over that? Like just your deal just now, and it seems like you have so many multiple projects going on. Like, so how do you get over that? And then the second thing is like, this deal that you just talked about, which sounds amazing. Like, so I see that you have like a PML. So then do you have so much meat in that deal that you're going to be able to rehab it and then pay him or her back with interest, and then you're going to rent that out for like long term, and then so that project, check, and then you just look for the next one that you keep on doing that. Like, so how do you get over, like, so for somebody like me that doesn't have the time to do so many projects, how do you get over that? And then with me and Kenny, like running out of funds, how do you get over that? Because you seem like you're just pounding and pounding. And how do you like just get over that hump and realize there's other ways to do it? Yeah.
That is an incredible question. So I'll backtrack a little bit. I actually had a call with that yesterday with the Monosakian dude, Paces guy. Lindsay, remember he came on?
Yeah.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
The
Yeah,
vet. Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know how to say his last name, but and we talked about like, scaling and backing off kind of thing. So outside of like this, I'm running around like crazy. Like my phone I'm constantly on my phone. I'm constantly going from project to project. Like it turned into a job. And this week I kind of realized this. Like I'm working nonstop, and my kids on Wednesday they both got an award at school, and I'm sitting next to my wife, and she's like, "Hey, be in the moment." I was like, "Oh shit, shoot, sorry, I was texting like working while my kids were getting award." I was like, "Dang, this isn't what I want to do." So I'm now learning to scale back. It's very, very difficult because I am a control freak. I like to have my thumb on everything. I like to be in charge of everything. So it's really hard to let go. But I left a job, created another one. And yes, I have more freedom, but I'm still busier than ever. I'm still stressed. I'm still, all those kind of things. So I'm now learning to scale back because of what I have going on.
It doesn't seem like it, Vincent.
I know. It's so hard. But so I'm still learning too, Jen. I do have the VA. That helps out a lot as far as the cold outreach. But my day-to-day is what I want to get, like whether a project manager, whether an asset manager, something like that. I need help, here. So that's what I'm learning too. So I'm not there yet, but my goal is to scale back. When it comes to the funding, I've always said you find the deal, the money will come. No matter what market you're in, no matter where you're at, if it's a good deal, the money will come. I fell into private money in Alabama. I called my private money guy, a couple years ago and just asked about. I was thinking about buying this property. I had already signed, and he's like, "Okay, cool, telling me about it," because I didn't own any in this area yet. And he's like, "Cool, well, I'll fund it for you." And I was like, "Okay, like perfect." He's like, "I'll do purchase, no points, 12% interest." I was like, "Perfect, let's do it." So that just opened the door because he saw the meat in the deal, right? So my deal structure is I'm buying for 40 to 50 cents on the dollar. So we use $100,000, right? I'm buying a house that's worth $100,000 for 40 or 50 grand, and I'm putting 10 to 20,000 into that house. I want to be under that 75% ARV benchmark for my cash out refi. That's my goal. I'm not always right there. Sometimes I can't get the deal for that low, but my goal is to be under that 75%, including rehab and closing costs. So if he gave me 45, I put 20 into it, I'm in the house 65. I'm under that 75% of 75K, right? So I'll cash out refi. I paid him monthly interest every month, so he's made that whenever it takes me, say, 6 months for the process. He's made his 6 months of interest only payments. He gets his full purchase price back at the end of the cash out refi, and we move on to the next one. I'll get a check maybe. Sometimes I don't. Of the excess funds, but he's happy. He made passive income, a couple thousand, just by doing absolutely nothing. If something was to happen to me, he now owns the house at 40 cents on the dollar, and he'll just fix it himself. He's a very active flipper. So there's really no risk in it for him unless, he'll just be taking over a house. He's not going to do it to a property that is complete trash or something he doesn't believe in or he won't invest in, because if I default, then of course he's not going to want the house. So the first part is, yes, I'm still working. I'm the same way. Like, my day-to-day is still busy. We have another business. We have kids. They're in sports. I'm still married. Like, have a wife. Like, everything is still going on. Life is still happening. And I'm trying to grow and build this too. And then it's like I got contractors here, contractors there, projects here, projects there, and it's very hard. But I'm working all day, every day, all the way till damn near bedtime.
Tell Jim that was a great question, because I'm kind of in the same boat. I hear what you're saying, but I'm at a point and I'm trying to figure out, which I wanted to reach out to you as well. But
yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at. Do I go and try to get a $100K somewhere, or do I start reaching out to somebody who's going to do a loan under 100K? So that's kind of, I don't know if Jim was kind of asking the same thing, but that's kind of where I'm at as well, because you're hitting some sweet spots, but that funding aspect, that's going to be a little bit more challenging, because it's either you're gonna have to come in with all cash, or you're gonna have to buy something with a little bit more meat, buy something a little bit more expensive to get that deal done. See, that's kind of what I'm looking to do, is maybe get something that costs a little bit more that I can finance it. Then once I get my feet wet, then start trying to make moves like you're making, get the 50, 60 cents on the dollar. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. I would say it's always good to vet out lenders, especially in our sub-100 markets. It's always good to have them ready to go, even if you don't have a deal. It's like, hey, who will do this, or what do they need down? It's always good to just have them, save them in a spreadsheet, whatever you got to put them in your notes on your phone, whatever. Have them ready to go on that level. You will be amazed when your back's against the wall what you will come up with. So I've signed for deals that I had absolutely $0 ready to go for this deal. My first flip ever, I bought 2 townhouses for $1 million. I had no idea where I was going to get $1 million from, but I found it. So you're my back, but I signed the deal with the dude right there and walked the properties, everything. My first 2 flips ever, $1 million.
Yeah.
Bought them 500 each from this guy, and amazing things will happen when your back's against the wall, right? And it is terrifying, because you're like, you don't want this deal to go through. You also can see how lucrative, like all these things is terrifying, but like I said, the money, like he just was like, oh, cool, I'll fund it. Like, that's a good deal. Yeah, I'll fund it. And it worked. I also what I also do, and I recommend this for you guys, is I call a lot of title companies. And I say, hey, who do you guys work with? Who funds deals out here?
You got some names. Why you throwing that out there?
For title companies?
Yeah.
For Alabama or for
Alabama.
Yeah, I can text you the ones I've used.
Okay.
Before.
Okay. Cool.
I call in your market. Call the title company. So,
hey, Vincent.
Yes.
Can you kind of walk us through what that conversation looks like when you contact the title company? Because I've called a handful myself, and they're more than apt to want to do business with you because that's what they do. But so for the rest of us, can you walk through that conversation a little bit?
Yeah. So, talking to a title company, private money lenders who are funding a lot of these deals, they like to work with the same people. They have their documents, everything's ready to go. They'll just wire the money. It's all easy for them, for a lot of these private money lenders. So you call ABC Title Company, right? And you can say, hey, I'm an investor in the area. I'm growing pretty quickly. I'm scaling. I'm getting more deals. I'm just looking for more funding. You work anybody in your network looking to fund more deals or looking for an introduction? So just something like that, where you can just bridge the gap between them and the private money lender. And they're not always going to say, yeah, call Jim, he's willing to do it. It's not going to be that easy. But at least it gets you in the door to talk. I've gotten where, call one of my guys, last name Spears. Call Spears. He does a lot of these. So that was just that cold outreach where I kind of had to vet or introduce myself to him and prove that I have a good deal, prove that I'm worth it, prove my experience, what I've done. But that's usually, it's just usually a quick call. It's usually a no, I know somebody. I've gotten one to where they gave me a private money broker. So it's a job I never even heard of, but it's a gentleman who just knows people with a bunch of money. And he charged like 4 points and like 14%, some crazy number, but he's taking, so they're charging like 2, he's taking 2 points himself, right? That's his fee. That's fine. It just didn't work for my deal. That's just crazy amount of money. Yeah, that's Troy. I hope it's just usually a basic, simple. Do you know anybody in your area, in your network that's funding deals? And usually they'll give you somebody or something. Another way to look is you can check on Property Radar. You find cash buyers, and you can see who their lien holder is. You look, usually it's ABC LLC. You look up the LLC, you find out who that is. That's who's funding a lot of these deals. Property Radar will show you all of that. I've cold called some dude in San Francisco, and because I saw he was funding a lot of deals out here in my county. We didn't work together, but I just found him like, hey, I see you're funding deals out here, because investors know investors, right? So they understand the game. They know they want to work with you if the deal works.
Benson, would you say how many people do you normally contact when you're trying to initially find private lenders on a weekly basis? How many people did you talk to before you find like your first private out in Alabama? I think that's because I don't think that's the people here understand. Like you need to talk to a lot of people.
Oh yeah. So the wholesaler I got that deal from, that particular one, we had built a relationship. And I had asked her, do you know any lenders? And she had told me of 2. And then I don't know if I called them yet, because I think I was still like underwriting the deal. I don't think I had called them. This is probably 3 years ago, but I don't think I called them. I had called my guy and at this point, my private money lender, I had bought 2 houses off of him seller finance. And I had just cold called this dude because I think you guys remember the story. I had cold called this dude years ago because I saw he owned like 30, 40 houses. And I was just like, hey, are you looking to sell one of them or 2 of them, whatever? And we built a relationship, ended up seller finance 2 of them. So I knew his track record in Montgomery. So I just called him. I was like, hey, what do you think about this area? What do you think about this house? Oh, cool. That's a good deal. I'll fund it. I was like, oh, I never thought to ask you to fund the deal. And it just kind of, like I said, that just fell in my lap, kind of. It's not always going to be that easy. So I never got to call those other ones. But now opening the door with this guy, he knows everybody out there. He knows all the time. He knows everything and everybody out there. So I just deal with him now. It's just easier. Like yesterday before the deal, I was like, hey, I'm locking up another one. He's all right, cool. Let's do it. Just let me know. I want to walk in, and that's about it. And that's usually how it goes now, because we have such a good relationship. The one for out here in California, he just did my first one this year. And a good friend of mine who flips, he used him once before, and he wasn't taking on any more investors. But I've been trying to get a hold of him for months and months, but I finally got connected with him. And we talked for about an hour just of my experience and what I've done and just everything. It was just of like an interview kind of, but not formal. It was just, tell me about your real estate stuff. Like, what do you have going on? He's like, cool. What are you doing tomorrow? Let's go walk it. We walked it. And then that day he's like, cool, I'll fund it. And his terms are a little different, but it was that easy. Like, they want to fund the deal. This dude is making so much money doing absolutely nothing that he wants the deals. It is scary because, I'm asking for $405,000, but you're really not. Like, it's going, I didn't even touch a dollar of it. It's going straight to title, and it's going to come right back out from title to him. So I'm asking for the deal, but like I said, you find a good deal, the money will come. But it was hard because when I was doing a lot of hard money loans last year, I was calling everybody, and I recommend this: go in your notes in your phone and just type everybody who you think has a couple dollars in their pocket. And I have a little pitch that you could just ask them, because a lot of those people won't know about real estate, right? So you don't need to tell them about the deal, the numbers, anything. You could just kind of say, hey, I'm guaranteeing double-digit returns, backed by the real estate. You'd be first position lien holder, all those kind of things. This is what it would look like. This is a kind of estimate of what you would make. That's kind of how you would pitch that. But write that note list and ask each person, do they know anybody in their network that would be interested in funding this deal? And that gives them kind of a sense of feeling left out, while also you're asking them kind of too, if that makes sense. So it bridges that, oh, I might know somebody interested, but tell me about it, like what's going on. And it also makes it's easier for you to ask. You're not going, hey, I need 150,000. Can you give me 150,000? Like that's harder to ask for than, are you looking to fund this deal kind of thing, right? So it's getting over that mental hurdle of asking for money. But I'm not worried about a deal now. Like you'll get more comfortable with it. And now I'm seeing like this dude wants deals. Like he wants to fund my stuff. Like he's excited. Like he loves this stuff. And you know, I'm running his numbers and like, that's where I want to be. It's just walking deals and funding them. Like he's making hundreds of thousands a year just funding investors deals. And he's on the golf course every day or on vacation.
Yeah, I think what Kenny and Jen, which I think I also experience, is you have your W-2 and it's salary, right? So your income is fixed. It's not growing up, it's not growing down, it's like fixed. And then you have your responsibilities like having kids or having a household to keep up. And then in your case is like you flip. So the more you work, the more deals you get, the more money you make. So your income goes up or down or continues to go up. And then so you have in your mind, I can pay all of these loans or those private money lenders payments because I just need to work more and then I can pay them off all next month. So we have that hurdle of like, I can't, okay, but my income is fixed. This is all I got. And then I'm budgeting for all the rentals that I have. And most of us it seems like we're not taking any of the cash flow, we're investing it into the business until it grows enough. So we can take it, but I think that's the hurdle. But I think I struggle with that too, I would say. And then I just try to get in front of everybody, like here or like in my meetups in LA, or I'm trying to go out to Gary to get some FaceTime with other investors in Gary, just like to see if we can work out a deal too.
And what I've found too is like talk about it everywhere you go, or with whether it's social media, whether it's out at lunch, whatever it is, just talk about it. Because I've found my pool guy, the guy that owns my pool guy, the pool service guy, he's now starting to want to fund my deals, the owner of the company. And that was just because one day he came over and I don't know why he was here. And we just started talking about it. He's like, oh, what does that look like? Well, he also owns edible arrangement stores and he owns his pool company. And he's like, well, I got some money doing nothing. Like, what would it look like? Open that door. So we went to lunch one day and I just told him like what it would look like and everything, you know, how this would pan out. And it just turned in just for him being at my house. And we just talked about it. Like that just opened that door. He has he's not into real estate at all. He's in the business, but he was open. He knows money and he knows how to make money. So he knows the value in it.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think your pool guy would have that money lying around.
Exactly. Yeah. He's talking like hundreds and he owns, like, he's doing well, but yeah. So it is a mental, it took me a lot. And my wife actually talked to me about it the other day, my confidence on calls now. It took hundreds, if not thousands of calls to get more confident and feel better about it. It is, but you got to realize it's you. There's people out there that want to fund deals. They want to make money. You got to get over that mental hurdle of asking for it or finding it or even the deal, all that like that. It sucks, but it's now, like I said, it's you're in a better space once you do one, you're in a way better space.
Yeah, that's a prime opportunity too. So you got a lot of people that are in the stock market thinking they can't make any money right now. So if you know those people that have money, start having some conversations because you might be able to get them out of the stock market and investing with you.
Yeah. Yep.
I just recently listened to this podcast about my market, and apparently there's a school community too for lenders, people that want to learn how to learn private money lend. Like, what are the steps of that? And then so they have Zoom calls, and I'm like showing up, just saying like, my name and seeing like what I,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're learning how to lend the right way, you know,
Mhm.
and so
Yeah.
on, and so on. And
So there's a one of these. I've sat through a private money like not course, but like she did a training on it, and she spoke about going on LinkedIn and going to like financial advisors and say, hey, I'm a real estate investor in the area. I know you work with people with, you know, money in their pocket. Would they be interested in funding any of my real estate deals? But just making a connection there, or at least like to get an introduction.
That's genius.
Yeah. So LinkedIn is huge. Social media is huge. But yeah, you're just asking financial advisors, like, because obviously the more money that person makes, the more money the financial advisor makes, right? So if they're putting more money in their pocket, they're going to give the financial advisor more money or invest more with them. So it's a win-win kind of for everybody. You're making a connection with somebody local in that market. It's just, you got to get creative. So title companies, LinkedIn, social media, networking with other investors, property radar. That's what I've found is one of the best of finding who's paying cash on these deals, who's first lien position. You can find flips on property radar and see, okay, they were in this for 6 months, 4 months, whatever, and they use so-and-so LLC to fund this deal.
Hey, Vincent, how are you structuring your contracts with your private money lender?
For Alabama, we do a promissory note, and then he'll just go on title first lien position. It's actually really simple, like really easy. He writes everything up, and he's actually a CPA and everything. He writes all that stuff up, and I just sign it and go. With my California one, we do. It's a little more intense. So he wants to see evidence of insurance, promissory note. What's the other document we sign? There's one more document that we sign. It's a really long one. Basically, it's a. I don't remember what it's called. His lawyer drafted it up. His lawyer drafted it up, and we signed that, and then he goes first position on that as well. But he has his own criteria that he likes to see from the title companies. But that's between him and the title company. I don't deal with that. But it's usually promissory note. They'll overlook the purchase contract, make sure everything's good. He'll run his own comps. For my California guy, he'll just make sure that the deal works, just in case something happens to me. He takes over. He wants to make sure the deal works, right? And then we'll go from there.
Yeah, Vincent, what have you, sorry,
go for it, Jim. No, go for it, Jim.
What have you found as your happy medium for number of projects you have in the pipe or working at the same time?
I haven't found it yet. I try to have 2 flips going at a time. Alabama, I don't think I haven't had 1 or 2 going at all times. I don't know, because honestly, if you ask me, I'll say I'll do 100 houses right now. Like I'll rehab 100 if I can right now. Like if I just had the deals. So, but I don't need to be doing that, and I shouldn't, because it's wearing myself thin. But I don't know. I don't know what the happy medium is, to be honest. It's a lot right now, though. I'm doing 7 right now, and this is it's getting to be too much.
Yeah, because I have 5 remodels going, 2 of my burrs, and then I'm looking at that new one.
Yeah.
So, but I've been doing that management part of it for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, but I have other stores. That's one of the topics of Michael and I's call yesterday. Is I'm trying to scale back. Like I did this for financial freedom, but I'm also in this now heavier than anything. But I feel like you have to do this in order to grow and build, because I want to know every part of my business. But I'm also at the phase of, okay, it's time. I got to start scaling back a little bit. Like I got to focus on finding more money and finding more deals. And that's what I feel like I'm good at. I don't want to, like literally right now, my contractor's sitting outside my house. But I told him I'm not coming outside till 9 because I'm doing something right now. But so I got to go do that right now and handle that in a little bit and get him paid and everything. And that's just for here for one of the houses. But I don't want to project manage. I don't want to check on the progress. I don't want to take these Home Depot calls to put it on the card. Like I don't want to do all that stuff. I want to find deals and find money. So that's what I'm figuring out how to give away to somebody else. I just don't know how. And that's what I'm learning.
Yeah, and I'm in the same process. I'm just because I'm going to start subbing out demo. I'm going to start subbing out certain things, but I can't do plumbing, electrical. I'm just going to do all day because I can do it faster than anybody else.
Yeah.
But everything else, I'm trying to find out what I can delegate.
Yeah.
However I can delegate it, whether I can look into virtual assistants, whether I can look into subcontractors, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find that happy medium right now.
Yeah, I know the Michael guy. He uses only VAs. Nobody's in town. Nobody's in person. Only VAs only, which good for him to do that. I don't know how I can make a VA project manage my flips. I kind of pay my contractor a little bit more to do a lot of that, so he'll kind of he'll handle the HVAC guy, he'll handle the electrician, he'll handle everything kind of, which it's good. We've worked together a long time, but yeah, I'm working on that gym engine. I'm working on trying to find time back for myself. That's why I really want to take next week to just try to unwind and get away for a little bit. But I don't know if it'll happen. I'm gonna try.
That's something you could do. If you locked up a flip and then you don't have time to do it, I guess you can wholesale it, right? Assign a contract.
Well, if I bought it, then it's mine. But if I can assign it before I put money down. Yes.
Before you close. Yeah.
Yes, before closing. Yes. But like Woodland, I get the keys to Woodland today, so I have to shoot right out there and go see this how bad this house is or what's going on with that, and then I don't have guys to work on it right now. So and then I leave on Tuesday, so I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna figure it out when I get there, but it's like I gotta.
The guy got evicted finally?
They left yesterday. Yeah, the 30th they were out. I just didn't have time to go get the keys yesterday. So I'm going to so it's just sitting there right now. So it's one of those like I gotta scale back. Like I'm doing too much right now. And I don't want to be at these houses all day, every day. And
are you walking your properties in Alabama?
I've seen probably 3 of my houses. Or on my contract, I have people walking, but I'm not. No.
Okay, that's all I was wondering.
I probably will never go back to Alabama unless I lock up that big seller portfolio. I won't go back.
One tip, because I work a crap ton of hours, so I have some quads, waiver under stuff like that. But where I live, it takes me 15-20 minutes to get out to where I'm going to ride them, and then I'm there for 2-3 hours. Come back, I go back to work. So it's just a little bit of a release in the middle of once a week, once every 2 weeks. Just find something, whatever it is, that you can get your mind off everything else. Because when I'm out riding, I can't think of anything else. I have to concentrate on that riding.
No, that's
so
good.
Just find that happy thing, because otherwise you will go freaking nuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah, and the first thing I do, like I have a trip planned in the end of September. We got back from Maui last month. The second I get back from that trip, I have another trip already planned, booked. Wow. Because that way I work 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week, depending on what's going on. And then I have that thing, that looking forward to thing.
Yep.
It's worked for me. Because I work weekends, I work nights everywhere. So I just keep going until that time to go out. Yeah, that's what I'm learning now too, is I need a release. Yeah. You have to have a release. Yeah. I mean, go golfing, whatever. You have to have something. That's good. But I hope that helps with the private money and the confidence of it, and I'll help out however I can. And if somebody wants to get on a call or hear a pitch or something, just let me know. Like I feel much more comfortable with it now, and you just got to get creative, because people are out there and they want to fund deals, and they're making so much money. They want to do this. It is nerve-wracking though, and I was terrified to do it.
That's helpful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think at my spot, like, I haven't done the PML, like I haven't looked there at all. It is scary, but that's one aspect of it. And then I guess the other one is like, the Michael guy that you talked about, and so many other people are crushing it. They have so many deals and they're constantly doing it. I don't think I want to or can get there with like our schedule and our lifestyle, but then like the one at a time, like what we're doing right now, maybe is not the best way either, because we're a little bit more experienced and we have this wonderful community. So for me, it's kind of like, am I not turning every stone? Is there some middle ground? Like I think Kenny and I personally right now can do like one more deal, but because it's one more deal, it has to be like a wonderful, wonderful, like crushing deal.
Yeah.
But is that the right way to wait for that? Or is there something, you know, that I can do one and then do another with the PML? I think that middle ground. And I wonder if other people are struggling with that, or are they just content? I'm always feeling like I'm missing something, like I could be doing more, but maybe somebody needs to tell me like, this is okay. Like this is the slow and steady and be content, you know, so.
My wife is so good at saying, hey, sit down and just look at what you're doing. Like realize, cause it's not good enough for me. And I'm always telling her like, hey, I gotta do this, 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 and this. She's like, just how about sit down and realize what you have and what you're doing and just chill for a second. I'm like, no, I don't have time to chill. I gotta work. So yes, I think what you're doing is great and right. I think our sites were different because I wanted to leave my W-2. I know you and Kenny, like you want to stay, right?
We I don't think we want to. I feel like we have to. And we need that stability, right? Like with the 2 young kids, like we just and the high expenses of those kids, I think we have to. Yeah.
Yeah. So my goal was to grow and scale as quickly as I possibly could because I knew I was leaving a good paying W-2. So my sites were just like, I got to do this as quick as I can, as fast as I can to replace this income kind of thing. It ended up it's going well. But I created a job. Like I said, I'm working just as much. I'm more flexible. I don't have to be at that job, but I'm still going crazy and working crazy hours. So it just
take time off, go to that kid's game or something else, but then you have to go back to work after that.
Oh, for sure. I got an AirPod in while I'm coaching my son sometimes. I'm on the phone. Like, so it's part of the growth, I feel like, for me, because it's like, okay, I don't know. Jen, I think you guys are doing great. Like, if that is where it's hard with kids. It's hard with the W-2 to manage a project, to manage contractors, to find the deal, to fund the deal, all that kind of stuff. It's very hard. It's very stressful. But I think I don't think you should think you're not doing enough. What's the quote? It's like somebody's chapter 5 isn't your chapter 1 or something like that. Like that was a quote that's always kind of hit to me. It's like, yeah, they're here, they're there, but you didn't see their chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of their lead up to that, you know? So I think you guys are doing great, but yeah, continue that. And if that's what you want to scale with, the one at a time, that's a great goal because at least you have one going at all time, right? At all times.
Yeah. I mean,
sorry, if your next deal needs to be a great deal, then wait for that great deal.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just wonder if I just wonder if other, I think Kenny's fine. I think it's just always me, but I just wonder, I mean, I posted it for myself, but then also for the community. Because the worst thing is that you look back, right, 10 years later, and you're like, I should have done more, knowing that I knew people, right? And knowing that there would have, like, I knew Vincent and Lindsay, et cetera, all these people, but we didn't because we chose to be like more conservative, right? So, I mean, I'm just, I wanted to hear your thoughts and things like that, because that's the worst thing to do, right? To look back and say like, oh shoot, I had these tools, but I didn't, for my own fear and my own like inaction, right? So that's all. That's what I wanted to say. But thank you for that. That was helpful.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts to just find more money though. Still, like and because it would not only help you find money, it'll help you mentally get over that hurdle. So when the deal does come, you're like, oh shoot, like I'm comfortable, or I got so and so. They said they're ready as soon as I find a deal. Like it doesn't hurt to always vet out lenders, always find private money, always find deals. Like it doesn't hurt to just have that ready to go, even though you're not ready. It doesn't hurt.
Have you ever put money on or put an offer on a property before you had the money?
Yeah, my first flip was $1 million, and I had to find that. I had the contract signed and everything. Title escrow was open, and I didn't have any money, or I didn't have $1 million for it.
Because I will probably end up doing that. Because my money's tapped right now between the private one I have plus mine, and I'm still looking for deals. Because I'm in the same boat you are. I think 25, 26 are going to be the time to do it. So I want to scale as fast as possible in these 2 years.
Oh, if it's a good deal, I lock the contract up. I'll find the money there. But the deal is the hardest thing to find. I'll lock it up 1,000 times before I even know who's going to fund it.
Yeah, with it, like we've been talking about with this community, it's easy to find it. Say, hey, you just go through the community and say, hey, I got a deal. I need a private money lender. Any thoughts?
Yep.
Yeah.
Another good point of contact is I'll have to send you her link. I found her on Instagram. She's a private money lender broker. She's part of like Michael's community, Monastakian, the dude I was talking about. She's part of his community. She's in like Texas. She's actually given me terms on one of the flips, and they weren't bad. I think come in like 5% down. I don't know, something little, like 5% down. They'll fund 90 and 100 of the rehab. So it's a private money lender, hard money lender, but they have really good terms. So, and that was just found on social media.
Gotcha. Hey, Jen, I got a very important question for you. Is she there?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark keeps saying you're the true troublemaker. Is that the truth?
No, I don't even know. I of course not. No, ask Lindsay, ask anybody ask anybody that knows me. I don't know how he says that, but I have a weird sense of humor, and he likes to joke around a lot, and I like to as well. So I have no problem saying things back to him when he dishes it out. So that's probably why he's probably.
Hey, everybody, I have to hop off. But pleasure as always. Thank you guys again.
Thank you.
I won't be here next week, so it'll be just Lindsay running the all-star running the show.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Hey, Vincent, I'm going to send you a text message. I just want to ask you a question about something, but you can get back to me later.
Yes, sir. Will do. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys when I get back from vacation.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Have a good weekend.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you
everybody.
guys.
Bye.